What you're seeing in this currency maelstrom, this currency crisis at the moment, essentially is companies and airlines not able to keep up with the changing currency rates. So there are different websites around the world are charging consumers differently based on where they are. So if I'm in France, for example, I'm probably going to get a much better rate to get a ferry or a flight across to the UK than if I was buying it in the UK to go the same journey. And so what we're seeing is better benefits for those who are based abroad.
We've seen this before, haven't we?
We have, absolutely. In fact, British Airways clamped down on it many years ago, say 10, 15 years ago. If I wanted to go to New York, it would be much cheaper for me, actually, based in Britain, to buy a ticket as if I was going from Paris to New York via London and simply get on in Heathrow and fly across to New York. And BA realised they were losing a fortune. They were losing millions of pounds from those who were taking advantage of this. And they clamped down on it by actually stopping their website selling you a ticket if you were based here but flying from France. So ever since then, others have cottoned on to this and are doing the same thing, not enabling you to buy easily if you're based in another country.
So does that mean are we being ripped off?
Well, we're not being ripped off as such. I think it's more that systems can't cope with the constantly changing exchange rate. So that's one of the reasons why you're seeing such a differentiation in prices. But also it's because, frankly, they know they can make more money if they're charging the British more without us complaining about it too much.
So what are we supposed to do when booking our holidays?
Well, my top tip, without doubt, is to find a friend or a family member who's abroad to book it for you. So if you've got somebody in France, for example, get them to go on their local version of the company's website and to choose the flight you want, get them to book it in your name, pay them back later by a bank transfer or credit card or whatever, and you'll get a cheaper deal. So that's what I often do. I'll get friends or family to book who are based in another country, and you'll get a much better rate. I did it the other day with a flight from the UK to New York. They booked it for me as if they were flying from UK to New York, but put my name in, it's perfectly legal, and I got a much better rate. So that's my top tip.
What sort of difference are we talking about then in your case? If you've just done it, you know what the figures are.
Absolutely. You could easily be looking at £200 or £300 savings.
Really?
So it is a big saving, especially if you're a family of four and you're going abroad for the summer next year, then you can get a really big saving, significant over £1,000.
Only thing that just makes me think about that plan is the admin if something goes wrong. And what if we just had a summer of flight cancellations, flights changing, and then if someone else has got the booking and they've made it, just the admin headache of unpicking it all if something goes wrong, presumably you'd say it's still worth it because the savings are going to be, you know, significant.
Absolutely, but the admin nightmare is from here as well. If you're booking from here, make sure you've got the right names on the booking, make sure your name matches your passport exactly, the name on there. Then there are fewer chances of it going wrong. Yes, there are issues, of course, when you're travelling and booking. Just make sure you're not doing it in a rush. Make sure you're taking your time so that you do get those details right.